beautiful Cape Cod the day after Dotto Tech's Mastermind. And the day before that was Sail to Your Success. And I'm so happy to be sitting here with my dear friend Karina, who I have to tell you the story on how we met. 5 years ago?
It's 2009.
5 years ago, the two of us went to a leadership
training session.
Yes, it was at Babson College, which is one of the top entrepreneurial colleges in the country. And she and I both wanted to mentor students in leadership. And when we stood up to introduce ourselves, now we weren't sitting near each other, but when we stood up to introduce ourselves, we needed to say who we are, what we did, and where we lived. And I think the past, where you went to college came up, because most of the people in the room were graduates from Babson College.
I just wanted to make sure they had the right people in the room, and you know, I don't know if we were quite sure we wanted to be there. We were meant to be there, but
right,
we were there to talk about our credentials.
So we weren't sitting next to each other, but we stood up, introduced ourselves, and I introduced myself as a mother of 3 in Wellesley, and talked about being an entrepreneur my whole life, and also graduating from Simmons College. And then when it was Karina's turn to introduce herself...
Well, here's the funny part, because this is really more about why I'm here today, actually, Sue. Here's Sue, top row at this training session, sort of a lecture type room in a university, and she's vivacious. She's tons of energy, but she's human, right? Everyone around the room is talking about their credentials and their MBAs and all their crazy business experience, and I had had some significant business experience as well, but that wasn't as important as the life experiences that Sue Zimmerman had. Not only her successes, but her willingness to know when it was time to make a change, know when it's time to get out. That is a mark of a successful business person. So the following day for training, I just, was so turned on by all her energy, I had to go sit by her. She was amazing. And then while we were sitting together, we realized that we actually knew each other from Simmons College, and it's been a great friendship since then.
So that's where we met. That's where we connected. Again, I tell you all to go to live events and opportunities, because you never know who you're going to be sitting next to or who's going to want to sit next to you the next day. And Karina and I have stayed connected ever since. And when it came time for me to put on my live event, Sail to Your Success, and obviously I wanted to have all the right people in the room. And when I mean the right people, the people that would gonna bring together the energy, help build an amazing community, and get value out of networking and learning from all the experts that were there. And I was so delighted the day before the event. Karina's like, wait, are you having a live event? When is it? And I'm like, get your butt to my live event. It's tomorrow.
She said something other than that.
But I'm not going to say it. Get your sexy ass to my event. I can say it. So she came, and it was awesome. And then I convinced her to skip work to come to the mastermind. She's like, can I really do that? I'm like, you're going to do that because you're going to learn so much more. So the point of this video is really to let you all know that it's so important to invest in yourself with the best, to surround yourself with people who are going to lift you higher, especially if you're stuck. And Karina's been in transition for a long time, and trying to really find that happy balance of work, life, fun, as she is entering her second half of her life.
Yeah, it's been interesting, Sue, actually, because we tend to make life decisions for various reasons, the Maslow's hierarchy of need, right? We need food and shelter, but then, we also want to be fulfilled. And that's one of the things that Sue Zimmerman focuses on, and she manages to, and she inspires all of us to really get in touch with what's important to you. And then she is a master, not only at intention, but helping you to find the tools and teach you the tools to help you live the dream, live the combination of work-life balance and fulfilling your passion. Can I go back to one thing you said earlier about the importance of us connecting at Babson College?
Yeah.
This is important. It goes back to one of the modules in your training, which I believe is entitled Everyone Matters.
Oh yeah, in my new CD.
Everyone Matters in Sue's new CD. this is really a critical thing to understand. It's important. And it doesn't matter if it's in business or in life. So, Sue, can you...
Yeah, so I just recently created an audio CD. Very excited. It's called Insta Awesome Success Tips. And not only do I teach Instagram to the world, but I'm always mentoring and coaching and helping other people kind of get unstuck, because I've had a journey with my business where I'm able to be nimble and move and figure out what to do next. And I didn't realize that that's a challenge for a lot of people, to have continuous happiness in their job and their life. And so SUBE stands for, it's the acronym of Start Now, because you just have to start to build momentum and not overthink things, but start doing what you love and manifest what you want and connect with the people that will help you get there. So Start Now is the S. U is understanding your marketplace, which I think so many people don't know who their market is, so they suffer with connecting to them. And the E, to Karina's point, is everyone matters. You never know who is in the room when you're at a training. You never know who's standing next to you at Starbucks. You never know what your waiter or waitress could give you for value beyond serving you your meal. So I strike up conversations, even though I embarrass my kids all the time. I want to meet people and connect to people because I think everyone matters. And then the B, SUBE, the B stands for brand consistency. So since I've had so many businesses and I understand how to market them, the consistency of who you are matching up to your logo and all your collateral and your online space, your website, your social share buttons, and all the places that you market who you are. It's so important that you resonate yourself in the brand messaging. So that's the CD that you're referring to. And then as a bonus, I have 3 amazing podcasters.
So it's a bonus with Sue.
4 amazing podcasters who I've been interviewed with on their show: Chris Cerrone, Tyson Webb, Tyler Anderson, and Nick Unsworth, all with amazing podcasts. Go check them out. Just Google their name, podcaster. They will pop up. We'll put it in the show notes below as well. But I love learning from these interviews that I get to have where people are asking me questions about not just teaching Instagram, but about life messaging. And so I have found that by leading a live conference and putting together a mastermind, I'm able to bring together like-minded people and people who just want to lift themselves higher, to be happier with their career, with their life. And I think it's just so important to embrace those opportunities as they're presented to you, as Karina did. Because we've been out of touch for a little time over the past year. Life gets in the way and we haven't seen each other. So when that text popped in to my phone, I was like, I am so excited she's connecting to me. I absolutely want her in the room because she's such a ray of light and my network needs to meet her. So so you can talk a little bit more about that experience. Yeah, the conference and that experience. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, Sue, because in the last 5 years I have had some transitions. You know, I think women are very good, honestly, at transitions and managing them. We are always looking for the next opportunity and we're wanting to learn. It's not singling out men, because men are good at that as well, but we're nimble. So here I am at this stage of my life, having had a number of successes, right? But you know, you can never know enough. You really can't. And knowing Sue and knowing who Sue surrounds herself with, no matter how much I know or how much success I have, I know that any time spent with her, in her presence, and surrounded by people who she knows is going to be a beneficial experience. So this has been great. I walked into a room at the Meridian Hotel for the Sail to Your Success event on Saturday. It was a full jam-packed day, typical Sue style. We're starting at 8:30 in the morning, right? Speaker after speaker, from health and wellness to personal development to duct tape marketing. Oh my God.
John Jantsch.
John Jantsch. Yeah. Amazing. Chris Brogan. And the freaks will inherit the earth, right? We're all freaks on some level.
Yes, yeah.
It's our individuality that makes us success, and giving voice to that, again, is one thing that Sue is very good at in helping us to find the tools and surround us with the tools. So yesterday we had an amazing presentation from Steve Dotto from Dotto Tech. I am not a linear person, which actually is one of my strengths. You're not a linear person, which is one of your strengths. We allow all kinds of information to come in. We don't say no sometimes. We allow for the possibilities of things. And that's sort of the way I manage my world as well. My documents, my files. Steve Dotto he was the answer to all of your needs with this concept of Evernote. And
productivity.
And productivity.
And stay in zero inbox, Steve Dotto.
Amazing.
Check him out on YouTube. He has 40,000 subscribers and
Amazing.
climbing. Yeah.
Amazing.
So, so message to all of you. It's seize those opportunities as they're presented to you, as Karina quickly did, and she surrounded herself with some new friends and opportunities, and she invested in learning and then continued on to the mastermind. Also, you know, just be nimble. You know, like understand that things just might not go straight and easy and narrow for you. You need to open up and be nimble and adjust things as the market demands. And
Be a perpetual learner.
Yes, always
Be a
invest in
perpetual
learning.
learner.
And that's why I am also learning a hashtag shit ton from Steve Dotto. There's always more to learn. So if you got value out of listening to this impromptu interview with my dear friend Karina,
Conversations with Sue.
Conversations with Sue, hashtag Sue Zimmerman. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And then also, this is what I always say. You ready? Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of the video at some point. This is a good point. Ready? Wait, hashtag. Share it over on Instagram. Let us know that you found us here. I am at Sue B. Zimmerman on Instagram, at the Instagram expert, and Karina is at Karina Belle Isle.
Correct.
You want to spell it?
CORINABELLEISLE. Karina Belle Isle.
Doesn't it sound like you want to like go to this resort place with Karina? Just
I am
her
my
name.
own island, Sue.
She is her own island, and you want to go there. So please share this. We just really want to inspire you to take action in investing in yourself, being open to learning new things and new opportunities, and just really connect with those who are going to lift you higher.
Everyone matters.
Everyone matters. Hashtag. Wait, we did a big hashtag last time.
Everyone matters.
Everyone matters.